How's it going, everybody? My name is Rob McCabe. Welcome to the channel and welcome to episode 5 of the 10x10 practice challenge. On today's episode, I challenged myself to work on a guitar solo from a recent song that I had the privilege of producing. The song is Hook, Line, Hammer by TJ Larum. The guitar solo was performed by the wonderful Aksel Krafnick. There will be a small bit of commentary during the video, but at the end I will talk a little shop about how I planned my practice time and what my goals were. I hope you stick around. So I'd briefly like to point out that day 1 and day 2 were the same tempo. That is pretty typical when you're learning something new. I, in this case, decided that I just didn't feel comfortable bumping the tempo up on day 2 because I just didn't feel like I was confidently getting the notes and rhythms that I needed to on day 1. I would say that day 6 was probably the first time that I felt like the guitar solo was really kind of coming under my hands. I was starting to understand what was going on. As I moved forward, I knew that my goal was to memorize it. As such, in the following days, I did have to slow down the tempo a little bit to remove a layer of difficulty because memorizing is a whole other story. So before I get to the final day, the one thing I will say is that while I actually felt like this whole practice session went pretty well, I did notice that just because of my lack of technical abilities on the guitar, that there was a lot of extraneous noise that I just wasn't expecting. I don't play a lot of electric guitar with distortion, and there's a lot of things, a lot of noises, a lot of sounds going on that I think are very much a result of my lack of technical ability on the guitar. Alright, so now that we're at the end of this video, let's talk a little bit how I planned everything. If you've watched any of my videos up to this point, you know that I use something called SMART goals to plan my practice time. SMART goals are laid out as follows. S stands for specific, M for measurable, A for attainable, R for relevant, and T for time bound. Here's what I assigned to each of those, based on what I wanted to accomplish for this goal. Specific, I wanted to learn the guitar solo from hook, line, hammer at a moderate tempo while maintaining a high level of note, rhythm, accuracy. Measurable, I will be able to use a metronome to determine the speed at which I am playing. Attainable, while I think that the performed tempo is likely out of my current skill range, I do believe that I can learn the solo at a moderate tempo. Relevant, this will help me become more comfortable with playing solos and lead lines. Time-bound, as always, this challenge and this goal is over 10 days, 10 minutes per day. So here are my observations based on my typical rubric. First of all, let's take a quick look at this rubric. 0 to 1 means that I have not achieved the goal, 2 means I am approaching the goal, 3 means I have achieved the goal or I'm on level with the goal, and 4 means that I have exceeded the goal. Going into a little bit more detail, here's what I would set for each level. 0 to 1 is nowhere close to the goal tempo or falling behind, making constant mistakes. 2 is I'm able to play at or just behind tempo, but still have a lot of tension or hesitation. 3 means that I'm playing on tempo, I'm very rarely falling behind, I have very few signs of struggle to keep up. 4 means that I am virtually flawless, or I'm ready to increase the tempo or add another level of complexity. Couple of things to remember. First of all, this is not about mastery. This is about me setting a goal and attempting to achieve it in the time span that I have given myself. The second thing is that I need to make sure I am not comparing my accomplishments to any other goal or to any other standard, and especially not to anybody else. For this goal, I would give myself a 3. I was correct in my original assumption that I would not necessarily be able to achieve the performance tempo. My technical abilities at guitar, my technical proficiency at guitar just is not quite to the level of Aksel, the person that performed this solo in the recording session. That said, I do believe that I achieved a steady, moderate tempo, and also I was able to do so with very few mistakes and achieving a high level of note and rhythm accuracy. Where would I go next with this? I think the first step would be that I would try to increase the tempo. I would try to find exercises to increase and improve my technical proficiency so that I could increase the tempo. Beyond that, I would probably try to write my own guitar solo. I think that this would be a great opportunity for me to expand on my improvisatory skills. All that said, let's watch day 1 versus day 10 and compare the results over the 10-day challenge. Thank you so much for watching. What do you think? Any ideas for me? Anything that you think that I should practice next or improve upon in this particular challenge? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching episode 5 of the 10 by 10 practice challenge. Have a wonderful day.